cheaper neck coolers, and these ones actually seem pretty interesting. Minus 50, minus 17 degrees. But
the most excited about the vest, you see these everywhere in Japan, especially with construction workers. And when you see somebody with a full vest or jacket in near 40-degree weather, you think, are you crazy? And then you see that actually gets nice and cold and instantly covered in sweat. Considering the level of sweat on this thing, I hope it's waterproof. And did it like this. That is much better. That.
Konnichiwa minasan. Kyo desu. Trying out Japan summer tech. That's the video I'm going to react to today, but before that, guys, just make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Summer tech is popular in Japan this year, probably because it's nearly 40 degrees Celsius right now, and I don't mean air conditioners. You know, I'll show you. Today we're going to go out, buy as much of Japan's personal summer tech as we can get our hands on, unbox it, and try it all out. And that guy's nice. Right out of the gate, he says that he uses it every single year and that it helps a little. Nice guy, thank you for chatting. Sweat is already getting in my eyes. And at the crossing there was an Uber Eats driver who had like a sunshade on his phone. We're looking mostly for cool down summer tech today, and so let's find the shop and head right in. Okay, so this shop is called Akibawa, and aside from all the noisy background music, it seems to have a lot of what we need right out of the gate. It's got air-conditioned vests, it's got this handy cooler thing, and it's got a mobile net cooler, which is $96. That's $100 net cooler. Also, what is the difference between both have comparable features, the same number of fans, they use the same amount of power? I really think it just comes down to design. See if they have any other items. This shop is actually known for its cheap electronics, and when I say cheap, I mean that in every conceivable sense of the word. You can actually get a lot of this stuff on AliExpress. There are several of these shops all throughout Akihabara, but most of them sell the same stuff. So before we hit a big box store, we're gonna grab ourselves one of these handy coolers and the gray vest, just because it kind of looks better than the blue. Now, do not
You don't see much of this stuff in America, though.
The traditional Japanese sensu and uchiwa are still fairly commonly used, but the handheld portable powered fans are becoming more and more popular. I used to have a teacher back in
least where I
school
live.
that would get really upset at us for using the handheld, like you know, fold the fan out of a piece of paper. She'd be like, that's just heating up your body because you're moving your body. But our next shop is actually right over here. We're going to be stopping at Big Camera. Since Akihabara is Japan's tech and gadget central, we should be able to find everything we need in the area today, but the first step is just figuring out what floor it's going to be on. Okay, so they've got a whole section here. Look, they have this thing from Akihabara at a comparable price, but there are cheaper neck coolers, and these ones actually seem pretty interesting. Minus 50, minus 17 degrees, but minus 11. Okay, so they have these neck coolers that have these cooling plates that apparently will cool down your neck within 2 seconds. Also, they have the tiny fan. I saw a guy with a tiny fan earlier, and I was wondering how effective could that be. And they have samples. It's already on, and yeah, I feel nothing. But I am kind of interested in these pocket fans. I also saw a guy walking around with one of these earlier. You kind of hook them onto your belt and they blow air up your shirt. Probably gonna grab one of those later as well. I want to grab one of these coolers. I think negative 17 is gonna be a bit much for me, so we'll start simple around negative 11. I also want to grab one of these ice rings today, but these ones are like 3,600 yen. With these ones still being about 2,000. I feel like we could probably get them cheaper at Don Quixote, so let's start with this. There's one. A quick stop at Don Quixote. This store is pure chaos.
I bet it is.
I never know where to find things here, so we might just need to ask the staff. Right now, it seems they've only got the handheld fans and this one unmarked, unpriced. Okay, you know what? We'll head to Yodobashi. Okay, actually, I was looking at him, but then I just saw this display, and it's actually quite hilarious. You have all the fans and the cool magic ice rings and the cool and then the Logic Cool mouse. Did they just put anything here that had the word cool in it?
Yes.
I love it.
like Yorobashi's selection is pretty similar. They've got the neck fans, the handheld fans, and they've got these, but they're only about $40. I wonder which one is better, the neck fan or this? That is a noisy neck fan.
Yeah, it sounds noisy.
It has settings. Feels like it's almost blowing the air in the opposite direction. It's doing nothing. It does nothing at all. So I can grab myself. Just playing around with a sample of this little fan here, and it's actually far more powerful than I thought. This might not be a bad idea. And I think I'm going to grab myself one of these neck coolers as well. Let's get going. I grabbed 2 extra items as well. We're gonna open it all up, head out into the city to try it. And this one is from the freezer. I personally am the most excited about the vest. You see these everywhere in Japan, especially with construction workers. And when you see somebody with a full vest or jacket in near 40-degree weather, you think, are you crazy? And then you see the fans, and it makes you curious. How effective is it? We're gonna start with the handy cooler here, which is insanely taped for some reason. A USB-C charging cable. Turn that on. Okay, that's the fan. That's the icing. Okay, so that's 3 levels of fan. You can't really feel.
Sounds powerful.
But the icing, ooh, this icing thing gets that actually gets nice and cold and instantly covered in sweat. Considering the level of sweat on this thing, I hope it's waterproof. Next, we'll just open up the mini double fan. I'm assuming this one also has 3 speeds on, slightly more on, and incredibly aggressive. Now the bladeless neck fan here is one that I have my questions about. These are actually known to cause dry eyes. It's been on the news and cooling neck plate necks. This is, I thought it was black. It is blue. Okay, and then is that okay?
Doesn't look like it works though.
We'll show a little later. It works. I did end up getting one of the small clip waist fan things. Well, that is not small at all. Also 3, ooh, that's nice and cool. Also 3 settings. These just get, this would just get clipped like this. And, well that's an effect. Okay, we'll deal with that later. I also grabbed sunscreen just because I ran out of sunscreen while shooting this. And onto the big ticket item, the thing that I'm the most excited about, the vest. I am slightly worried about Japanese sizes. This also needs a power bank. So.
Probably more expensive if they came with batteries.
Then each fan has its own button. I guess we just push those. Okay. And then a little pocket here for the power bank. Just like that. I want to try this out though. My biggest concern with the vest is actually how it's gonna fit. So far so good. Arms are a little tight. It feels so crowded inside. I can feel the air coming out my neck. I think we need to get into the city streets with the sun beating down on the pavement. Let's grab our items and do that. This thing just refuses to charge. Wonderful. Which means I need to try to return this to Yodobashi, which will be fun because Japan doesn't always make returns easy. Now I'm going to try to give each one of these items an effectiveness score from 1 to 10. There's also a lot of stuff that we didn't pick up. I saw a girl with a sun umbrella, parasol, that had a fan attached right to it. Don't need it. Didn't even look for it. Like that, a lot of the items are going to be composites of things that we've already picked up. I think that we've got a pretty good cross section, but I've been out in the sun in this vest now for a good 10 minutes, and right out of the gate I can tell you the vest is not what I was expecting. I'm going to have to take this off. Inside the vest is actually very hot. I haven't cooled down at all. I'm sweating. It's almost terrible. It's the neck. This entire area is just air coming up around my head. That is slightly pleasant, but I now understand what the guy meant when he said skoshi. It works a little bit. You know what? We'll take off the vest and give just this a try. Actually, taking off the vest itself, that's a bit of a cool. The vest itself, I will give at best, I can't give it more than a 5 out of 10. This neck icer, I have it on the most powerful setting, and it's honestly not doing a lot. I believe this also has a fan setting is that I can hear the fan, I can feel it vibrating against my neck, but I feel nothing. And the coolness has now gone
They
away.
don't look like they work as much.
What is this meant to do? You know what? After a solid 2-3 minutes of using this, not only is this not actually that cold in the hot summer heat, but the charging point at the back here has actually heated up. This is warm now, so I've got this mix of warm and cold going on. This gets a solid 1 out of 10 for me. This is not working, and you know what that reminds me? I'm gonna quickly swing by Yodobashi to see if I can return that other non-working item. But now I've got nothing going on, so I'm gonna try this belt fan. I think this part, I slipped my shirt right in there. Oh, sweat in my eyes. So far, so good. It stretches the shirt in a really weird way, so that might take a bit of getting used to, but almost more effective than the... Actually, yeah, this one might be considerably better than the best. We're at about 2 minutes now, and I'm already willing to give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Actually, it might be even more effective if I took it off the side and clipped it directly onto the back. Where's the clip? And did it like this. That is much better. That's a solid 7 out of 10 right there. And you can hear the ambulance in the background. There's been a 230% increase in heat stroke this year. So it feels like I picked a very appropriate time to do this video, and we have reached Yodobashi. I don't expect things to go completely terribly here, but I've yet to have a really positive and smooth return experience in Japan, so here we go. They're actually checking to see if it works or not, so Japan, doing everything the right way. But on the plus side, they at least gave me a seat to sit down in, so. And this back fan is still working. Okay, so that went way more smoothly than I thought. What did you think about them checking the items though? I've never seen that before, that was new. And it's actually still nice and cool, okay? The purple ring is not bad. No, that got really warm really quick.
Didn't last that
Not
long.
a fan of the warm plastic around my neck. Don't know why so many people like that. That's better. So that neck thing gets maybe a 1 or a 2 for me. Also, I love this guy's ears. Gonna say to you in this video is really gonna be of any help. This particular one is not bad. The power setting is really good on it. We'll give it a 5. But there is still one last item. This one right here, which I believe also has a fan in it, but I couldn't really feel the fan in the... Is it on? It sounds like it's on. I could barely feel it in the studio. I don't feel anything now. This part here gets really cool, and it's really pinpoint and specific. Like it's like, okay, yes, this section of my face is slightly cool for a very temporary moment while it's pressed up against me, and I don't know. No. Sorry, it's only getting a 3. None of this summer tech is really winning me over. Honestly, out of everything that we've tried today, this little fan that I put in the small event, this has been the most effective. This has been my favorite. In fact, a while back I tried one of Uniqlo's dry tech shirts that pull the moisture away and keep your skin dry and cool, and no, those get an effectiveness score of 0 for me. They did not work, but what did you think?
Well, I like how they try so hard to keep people cool. I live in South Florida, so temperatures tend to be very, very hot, especially in the summertime. Even now, this is probably one of the worst summers we've ever had in Florida as far as hotness is concerned. I think the reason why it's so difficult to return things in Japan is because Japan is known for a very high level of quality. So it's very rare, I would assume, that products don't work properly because of the reputation that Japan has for having such good equipment. But a lot of the equipment on this video, they look very cheap, and they look like it's more something to get people buying than actually be useful. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Hanto, arigatou gozaimasu. Minna, 気をつけて。じゃあね。